Oh, what is up, DCS crew? It's been a while since you've seen this picture, huh, guys? I have been really busy with Eric. We finally wound down with our Blade Show 2021 coverage from Blade Show East in Atlanta. It was a great event. I wanted to take a little time and just, kind of relax after, because, after busting your chops for about 3 days and pumping out damn near 50 videos or close to it, I think it's warranted that you can have a little time off. But the show must go on, so this is why we're here. I wanted to show something I picked up from Blade Show. It's in this box right here. I'm sure you probably saw it in the thumbnail, but in any case, there is something in here that was provided as a prototype. I picked it up from the Civivi booth and wanted to go over it with y'all. You guys might be pretty surprised when you hear a little bit about it. There may be some changes to this knife once it has been put into full production, but in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and check this out. Stay tuned till after the intro, and I'll go ahead and unveil the knife. Welcome back, DCS Crew. Okay, so without further ado, let me just go ahead and show you who it is. It is the Lumi. This is a Justin Lundquist design. This is designated front flipper. It's pretty small. Let me go ahead and put it next to a couple of other items here, just so you know more or less what the size is. Start with a couple of new ones. This is Becker Knife and Tool and K-Bar's collaborative first effort into a folding knife, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Becker BK40. You can see it's a little bit bigger than the Lumi. There is the ProTech TR3. This is the X1 with the stonewash blade and the fish scale pattern. Here is the Kershaw Knives bare knuckle. That's the 20 CV variant. What else do we have here? Oh, we got another prototype actually. It's the Kaiser Jungus. I'm sure you've seen that one. And if you haven't, go ahead and check out the video on that. I'll go ahead and try to push it up there. And last but not least, what do I got in my pocket? What's in my pocket? Ah, here we go. Last but not least, this is the Spyderco Para 3. Okay, so if you're wondering about the dimensions, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. What I'm also going to do is put the specs. I'll show them off over here to the right, so you can see exactly what the specs are, what I have so far. Just so you know, this is a 2.5-inch blade. This measures just about 6 inches overall, so 6.09 or 6.1, something like that. Fairly small design. Usually, the default size for a small-ish, or an office EDC is about 7 inches, so it's about a 4-inch handle and a 3-inch blade. So this is a little bit smaller. Comes with a nice deep carry pocket clip, and one thing I do want to say about this clip is, number one, it's not a polished, so that's great. And then it has kind of a like, if you can see here, this has been cut out so that you can actually swap the clip from left to right, so that's great. And then it has been cut in so that the clip is actually nice and flush in there. Let me see if I can get a light and shine it in there. Okay, that's gonna be a little bright. Let me brighten that down a little bit. Bring that down. And you should be able to see more or less what I'm talking about. There we go. Hey. There we go. All right, so as you can see, it actually sits pretty flush with the handle scales, and you have flat screws, so it's perfect. I mean, literally, you're gonna get no catching against, your shorts or your pants or your khakis, and yeah, so I kind of like that. It's a true stonewash blade, not that weird stuff that they had on the Elementum in S35VN that made me want to return it. So that's nice to see as well. Like I said, 2.5-inch blade. Very, very nice blade shape. It kind of reminds me of a Puko in that particular aspect. And from what I've been told, okay, so far they're thinking of making this 14C28N steel. It's Swedish Sandvik steel. So that's, good to go. And it's gonna have a high hollow grind. So it's gonna be able to get nice and sharp. All you guys that are into strops, This is going to be one heck of a slicer. And speaking of which, behind the edge, I've been told it's 0.08. That's, I mean, just to kind of put things into perspective, a very slicey, full flat ground Delica is 0.09. So it's just a little bit thinner than even the Delica, which is a slicing machine with VG10. So far I have seen a few colors that have been designated for this particular knife. Once it's released, you have a black G10, you have the gray G10, which is right here, and then you have a green micarta variant. They are slated for something between a July to December release, and I say that broadly because they haven't, while they've shown some of the lineup for 2021 going into the end of 2021 into 2022, they haven't stated exactly, you know, which ones are coming out during which month. And if they have, they haven't announced this one just yet. So, you know, just to think of it that way. Now, the designer on this is Justin Lundquist, and you can actually see his maker's mark right there, even though this is a prototype, which you can also see the wording right there. And here's a shot of the front, the clip side, the front, so you can see the actual lockup of the liner lock. It's nice and secure, and the back. Now, there is skeletonization. If you give me a moment, I can go ahead and take out my trusty, maybe I can show it off this way. There we go. We can see some of the holes there. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. All right, so it is skeletonized on both sides, which is nice. And as far as the action is concerned, yes, you can front flip it, you know, without a problem. But because of the fact that it's small and it's you know, its form factor, I really like to be able to just go ahead and use my index finger and flip it this way. It's so much more satisfying when I do that, and it's almost made that way. The front flipper isn't here in the front, and it's obviously, if it were just a standard flipper, it'd be here in the back. You have just enough jimping here, right here in the middle, right at the top, to be able to go ahead and take it with your index finger and just kind of pull that back, and it just fires out with no problem. Obviously, it's on bearings, and I'm really digging it. I mean, let's go ahead and see what it looks like in the pocket, and I'll give you my final thoughts, because the truth is, you know, there might be a couple changes prior to production, and I don't want to get too technical into it. Let's go ahead and start with this here. Go ahead and show that off. All right, this is the pocket. This is your standard right side pocket, and that's what it's going to look like once it's inside. As you can see there, it hides pretty well. Personally, I think it's going to be great. I think that this is going to be a shoo-in for a fantastic small knife for somebody who wants something a little bit unique, or somebody that's looking for an interesting knife to carry while around at the office. It's very light from how I feel. It's got to be, you know, 2.5 ounces at the most, maybe. I'd be surprised if it's pushing 3 ounces. I didn't weigh it before the video, but I should have. I'm really feeling this knife. I'm sure that some of you guys were wondering about it. It is a small knife, but it's not super small. I mean, just to kind of give you another comparison, this is the little Main Street from Concept, and this is the Lumi. So it's significantly bigger, you know, both in handle and in blade than the Main Street, but that's probably as small of a knife as will EDC, although this is a badass knife, by the way. But that's for another video. So yeah, 14C28N steel, just over 6 inches, 2.5 inch blade, nice deep carry pocket clip for left and right hand carry. It is a liner lock, but it is lefty friendly, which is nice to see. Okay, got your average hardware there, stonewash blade, maker's mark. It is a prototype, so expect something a little bit different, but not too much deviation from this upon production. So there you guys have it. This is the Civivi Lumi. This is a nice little sneak preview. I wanted to go ahead and just kind of hit this one out of the gate. I've got some really cool stuff to show you in the coming videos, but I did want to show this off. I will show this off when I do my whole Blade Show 2021 swag and what I took away and stuff, but I did want to just go ahead and put this video out there so you can see what material that I'm going to be going ahead and providing for the channel, and for you guys to see, especially the new guys that that just got into the channel. Thank you so much for subbing. If you have not, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you're going to see some really cool content coming up in the next few weeks, this included. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, this is the Lumi, a Justin Lundquist design from Civivi. This is the prototype in gray G10 with a stonewashed 14C28N stainless steel blade. It will be coming out relatively soon, and when I say relatively soon, it'll be here before the end of the year. That said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, peace.